Imagine walking along a beach, and you spot something colorful and oddly shaped, lying on the sand or nestled among the rocks. It has 5 arms stretching out from a central body, and its bright colors catch your eye. This is the starfish, or sea star, one of the ocean's most recognizable creatures. But did you know that despite its simple appearance, the starfish is an incredibly complex and fascinating animal? Today, we're going to dive into the hidden world of the starfish to uncover what makes them so remarkable. First off, let's clear up a common misconception. Starfish aren't actually fish. That's right, starfish belong to a group of animals known as echinoderms, which also includes sea urchins, sand dollars, and sea cucumbers. Unlike fish, starfish don't have backbones, and they move in a completely different way. So, while we still call them starfish, many marine biologists prefer to call them sea stars. And after learning more about them, you'll see why they deserve their own unique category. One of the coolest things about starfish is how they move. If you look closely at a starfish, you'll notice hundreds of tiny tube-like feet on the underside of each arm. These are called tube feet, and they help the starfish move around. By pumping water into their feet through a system called the water vascular system, starfish can walk across the seafloor, cling to rocks, or even pry open shellfish. Yep, starfish are stronger than they look. Speaking of shellfish, that brings us to another incredible starfish trait: their feeding habits. You might think that starfish would just gobble up their food like most animals, but nope, they have a much stranger method. When a starfish finds a clam, mussel, or oyster, it uses those strong arms to pull the shell apart, even just slightly. Then, the starfish does something truly amazing. It pushes its stomach out of its mouth and into the shell, digesting the animal inside. Once the food is broken down, the starfish pulls its stomach back inside its body. Pretty wild, right? Starfish come in a stunning array of shapes, sizes, and colors. While the classic starfish shape usually has 5 arms, some species have as many as 20 or even 40 arms. And those bright colors you see aren't just for show. Starfish use their colors to blend in with their surroundings, warn predators that they're toxic, or sometimes just to be beautiful. Some starfish, like the crown of thorns starfish, are covered in spines, giving them an extra layer of defense. Now let's talk about a superpower that makes starfish even more impressive: regeneration. If a starfish loses an arm, it can grow it back. And in some species, that one arm can grow into an entirely new starfish. This ability to regenerate lost limbs helps starfish survive attacks from predators, like crabs, birds, and even other starfish. It's like having a built-in backup plan, ensuring that even if a starfish gets into a tough situation, it can keep on thriving. Starfish are found in oceans all over the world, from shallow tidal pools to deep, dark ocean depths. There are around 2,000 species of starfish, and each one is specially adapted to its environment. Some species prefer rocky shores, where they can cling to surfaces with their tube feet, while others live in sandy areas or coral reefs. The variety of starfish species is incredible, and each one plays a role in the marine ecosystem. One of the most important roles starfish play is as predators. By feeding on clams, mussels, and other invertebrates, starfish help control populations of these animals and keep the ecosystem in balance. But starfish themselves aren't at the top of the food chain. They have their own predators like birds, fish, and sea otters, which keep their populations in check as well. Despite their incredible abilities, starfish face challenges in today's changing oceans. In recent years, a mysterious disease known as sea star wasting syndrome has caused starfish populations to rapidly decline along some coasts, particularly on the west coast of North America. This disease causes the starfish to develop lesions, lose their arms, and ultimately disintegrate. Scientists are still working to understand what causes this disease, but it's clear that environmental changes, such as rising ocean temperatures, may play a role. Despite these threats, starfish remain one of the most resilient and adaptable creatures in the ocean. Their unique biology, incredible regenerative abilities, and role in maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems make them an important species to protect. Before we wrap up, Let's quickly recap starfish or sea stars are not fish, but belong to a group of animals called echinoderms. They use hundreds of tiny tube feet to move and catch prey, and they can even push their stomachs out of their bodies to eat. With their stunning colors and ability to regenerate limbs, starfish are true marvels of the ocean. And while they may seem simple, they play a critical role in the health of marine ecosystems. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of the incredible starfish. If you learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating ocean discoveries. And let me know in the comments, which starfish superpower would you want? Walking with hundreds of feet or regenerating lost limbs?